I'm here with the CEO and Chairman, Lorenzo Fertitta. Lorenzo, why now this deal with Reebok?
Well, you know, we've been working on this partnership for about 2 years, and we really feel like that one of the things we wanted to do is elevate the look of the sport and the brand of the UFC, as well as create a platform for our athletes to be able to be compensated for a couple different ways. One, they're going to receive all of the money that comes to us through this Reebok deal. Obviously, the champions will be paid the most on a per-fight basis, and then based upon where they're ranked in the rankings will determine how much money they make per event. So it's 100% a merit-based system. The better you are, the more you accomplish, the more money you make. Separately, each fighter is going to have an individualized look that they're going to work with Reebok on that will signify with their name and maybe what country they're from, and they will receive a significant portion of the revenues for what is sold with their name on it. So it provides them an incentive to really get behind this and be proud and having their own look and feel, no different than, you know, in Brazilian soccer where you have, you know, the jersey with the name on the back. So people, the fans want to follow the athletes that they love and want to wear those things that those athletes wear into the octagon. And in addition to that, they can keep their own current sponsors. So we really look at it as a win-win all the way. And we really wanted to build a business for the long term for both us and the fighters.
So this partnership is more for the fighters, not for you, for the UFC. I mean, how much money is the UFC making in?
Well, certainly for the first term of this deal, we're not going to make any money on it. But we've always taken a long-term view in business. When I bought this company with my brother in 2001, we didn't make a dime for 6 or 7 years. All the money we invested was continuing to go to the fighters, but because we took a long-term view, built the business, now everybody is benefiting from that. Obviously, the fighters are making a lot more money than they ever have. We're profitable as a company, and we really look at this as a 10-year, 15-year investment. We're hoping that after 5 or 6 years, that the business will be big enough to where, yes, we will be able to make a profit on this as a company, but we had to make this investment, we had to take this risk and make this step, and ultimately it will benefit everybody.
So it will be easier for the fighters, but what are the fans are going to get out of this?
What the fans are going to get is exactly what I always wanted as a kid growing up, being a fan of combat sports. You know, my heroes growing up were guys like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson and Sugar Ray Leonard, but if I could have bought the gear that they train in or the gear that they came in and competed in, I would have bought it because I want to follow them. I'm a fan of them. So if you're a fan of Jose Aldo or Anderson Silva, you know, you're going to proudly want to go buy that and wear it to the event or wear it when you're watching them on TV or just when you're going out at night. No different than fans buy the different jerseys from the Brazil national soccer team. You know, Neymar sells a ton of jerseys because he's a popular guy and people want to wear that jersey. It's a sense of pride. It's a sense of ownership, and I think that's really what the fans are going to get out is access and product. And you think about this. There are 35 million people around the world that train in martial arts in some way. There has never been a major global athletic apparel company that has developed products specifically for our sport. It's the first time. So this same company, Reebok, who had incredible innovations like the pump tennis shoe and all of the different gear that they've created for CrossFit, that entire team of technology and innovation is being focused now on the sport of mixed martial arts. So now we're going to have product made for us, made for our athletes from a functional standpoint, and that's one of the big exciting things about it as well. It's not just going to be some t-shirt company coming up with a logo design. This is going to be real functional equipment.
And there is also a good cause because whatever the fighters wear on the fights, you guys gonna donate to the foundation, right?
That's correct. So we found a tremendous charitable organization called Fight for Peace, and they have a great operation that I've actually been to in Rio de Janeiro, in the favela, where they give kids a reason to get off of the streets so that they're not going in a negative direction. And they provide them not just with teaching them martial arts and discipline and respect and honor and those things, but also supplemental education. There's classrooms where if one of the kids maybe didn't go to school that day or is not going to school, they can actually teach them in that facility. And then the thing that I was most interested in is they have a whole staff of people that work with them on job training skills, so teaching people how to interview. What is a potential career that you could go into? So essentially job placement for these kids living in a favela or living in a violence-ridden area of London. So we're going to be working with them, donating a significant portion of the revenues to fund that charitable organization and build more facilities in more cities that need something like this. So it's a real positive thing from a corporate giving back program.
So when is this policy going to start, and when can the fans expect to find the products on store?
So as you can imagine, it takes a long time to actually pull together a program like this. So the designers and procurement team at Reebok has been working now for about 6 months, coming up with the initial designs. Now they're working on how do they get it manufactured and then getting it delivered to all their retail stores. And that will actually happen right at the same time as our International Fight Week, July of 2015. Where will be the first time that we unveil these new kits for the athletes, where they will wear them for the first time. They will simultaneously hit retail at that time, and that's when the fans will have their first opportunity to purchase these items.
So would the fighters need to wear the clothes from Reebok when they're walking into the octagon, when they're training, when they are fighting?
So essentially, they will wear them at any UFC designated event. That would include open workouts. That would include the press conference, obviously the weigh-ins, and then the night of the fight. Now, we will also be when the fighters arrive during Fight Week, both the fighter and their team will be completely outfitted in Reebok gear and equipment, head to toe, from hoodies, sweatsuits, tennis shoes, socks, everything you can imagine. So they will have that gear. When they arrive the night of the fight, no different than any other professional sports team, what they're going to fight in and walk out and will be hung up in the locker room professionally, no different than a professional soccer team or a professional football team. So they're going to be treated like a true professional. They don't have to worry about all that stuff anymore because we're going to have an entire organization of equipment managers that are going to handle this for them. Then after the fight, they will get to keep all the product. Both them and their corners will be able to keep all the product. So if you fight 2 times, 3 times, 4 times a year, it doesn't matter. You keep whatever you get for that week and for your fight.
So what happened with fighters that had a lot of sponsors like Vitor before? He has major sponsors as well. So he has to kind of back it off of all these sponsors and just keep Reebok.
No, the great thing about this program is guys like Vitor Belfort, or any athlete for that matter, can continue to have their sponsors. So think about it, it's no different than any other professional sport. If you play for a team and they're sponsored by a certain company, that's what you wear onto the playing field. But outside of that, you can be sponsored by whoever you want to be sponsored by. So Vitor and these guys can continue to keep their sponsors, plus they're getting paid by us and Reebok, plus they're getting a portion of the revenue that's generated by their name and likeness on these uniforms as well.
Thank you, Fertitta. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.